You know, I think I really need a double-barrel shotgun. Well, we do have this one. Are you even going to dare grace my presence with that image? Okay, not that one. What about this one? No, next. Okay. Okay, you're gonna love this one. How about this one? No, next. Oh, great. Then, aha! I swear, if you show me one more horrible shotgun again, I am going to put a real double-barrel shotgun underneath your chin and pull the trigger. Show me a good shotgun. Okay. Aha! This one. Try this one out. Whoa! Careful with that thing. And it was loaded? God. I need to get myself some new assistants. Alright, getting into the serious bit. A little disclaimer before we start the video. Almost all of you can see this is pretty much a copy of Adrian's Foam of Nature. As you can see right here, there's a bit of similarity. But seeing as Adrian doesn't make those blasters anymore, and trying to find someone to commission one is damn near impossible, I want to take a look at these particular blasters and tell you if they're worth your money. When it comes to the company, there is obviously no reason why View Blaster should know who I am. I'm a small creator with a low subscriber count, so of course they don't know who I am. I bought this and the other blaster, both of them, with my own money. So all my thoughts are all my own, and it wouldn't even matter if I was paid, because I've been critical of stuff I've been given. So, you know. So, let's get into the video. Alrighty. So, let's get into the overview of the blasters. Since they're both the same darn blaster, we're just gonna take a look at one. Going tip to handle, we're going to take a look at the overall quality, some of the iffy design choices, and see if this is really worth the $60, nearly $70 price tag. Starting up at the front, there's an alarmingly disproportional amount of orange. Meaning there is none. There's not a single piece of orange on this blaster. Seeing as I ordered the US stock version that is supposed to come with orange tip barrels, that's an issue. But you know, getting shot by the police ain't that bad. So, when it comes to the overall quality of the barrels themselves, they are made of a decently thick nylon. But if you look down the blaster, you can tell there's a bit of some connection issues. I'm not sure if that's just an error in manufacturing or if that's how that's meant to be, but I noticed it when I was firing and I found it interesting. Back here, as you can see, there are two screw ports. What are those for, you might be asking? It's for a Picatinny rail that ships with the blaster. I personally took it off because I don't have a use for it yet. I might put it back on one of these days when I mod these blasters, but for right now I didn't see a use in it. But do know that it ships with it. It also ships with FVJs and 6 shells. Yes, it fires FVJs, we don't talk about that. Back here, we have a rear sight, but there is strangely no front sight to be found. But that's alright. Who needs aiming when you have a shotgun? Everyone knows shotguns aren't accurate. Down here on the handle, just some more nylon in black and white. But over here, below the barrels, we have your selector switch. This is technically select fire. So, right now we are on the right barrel, so you will fire the right barrel. Push it forward and you will be firing the left barrel. Bring it back to the middle position and you shall be firing both barrels. But how do you feed the blaster? You can't fire the blaster until you've loaded it. So how do we do that? You press this little lever right here, which releases the catch on the barrel right here, as you can see. You grab your totally not Spring Thunder shells. Now, when you load in the first one, you are going to notice a little bit of resistance. That is the spring catch. So, once you push that first shell in, then you can pop in your second one and it slides in smoothly. That's what she said. You close up the blaster. Do not try to flick the blaster up. It does not work. You will damage your shells and your blaster. Now, we prime the blaster. The prime weight is overall similar and comparable to a rival pistol, like the Knockout or the Pilot. But there is an upgrade spring, but right now I have these stock because I wanted to show you lovely people what this blaster comes as. So you prime the blaster, you select one of your many barrels, you pull the trigger, and you have now fired either 1 or 2 darts. Because yes, this is a single elite shell or a double short dart shell. Also, this blaster is shell ejecting, as it should be. Now, part of the issue, I will start with the cons. That trigger. It is a stiff wall and you will never understand when you are pulling the trigger properly. So, if you're not too big a fan of a heavy metal trigger, which a lot of these Chinese shotguns seem to have, you're not going to like the trigger pull on this blaster. Now, we gotta get into something very serious. That joke that I had made about Spring Thunder shells, you're probably like, oh, it doesn't feed Spring Thunder shells. It totally can't feed Spring Thunder. Yeah, this is literally just a ripoff of the Foam of Nature. Let's not lie to each other here. Spring Thunder shells and the shells it comes with both fit in the blaster. But at the same time, it will not fire pretty much anything besides a single Boomco, single shell elite or short dart, or pretty much anything. It will not fire a lot of things. Because the end of the barrels are so tight and so short that there is very little room for anything to pass through that isn't 1 or 2 darts stacked behind each other. This birdshot shell will not fire no matter what darts you have, because it'll just get stuck in the barrel and now you've jammed your blaster. So, you can use short darts-ish. It's iffy, some of them might work. Actually, I meant Spring Thunder shells. You can use Spring Thunder shells, but it's kind of iffy. The mileage may vary, as some might say. But if you wanted to modify it and maybe get a Dremel and open this up a little bit, maybe get some epoxy to smooth out that interworkings, then that might be possible. I will be modifying these after this video, hopefully within the next month or so, and I will tell you if that is actually possible. But that's not what we're worried about right now. Most important thing is the fact that you should know, this is pretty much a copy. We all know that. Let's not lie to ourselves. It even feeds some Spring Thunder shells. But, should you buy it? It does have a bit of a hefty $70 price tag, that is with taxes and everything included, from View Blasters at least. I personally think it's worth it. But who should buy this? In my opinion, the people that should buy this, objectively, are people that like shotguns. People that like shell-fed things, people that aren't burdened by shells, people who like Western. UMBC actually has a Western HVZ coming up in April, so if you can modify this to look non-realistic anymore, you might be able to use it. Do not bring this out in public the way it looks right now. You will be shot. And it will not be legally my responsibility. You will be your own fool. But, if you get it ready, this is good for people who like Western, they like shotguns, or maybe they just want a backup blaster that's simple to use. Because that is what this blaster is made for. This is not made to be your primary, even though you can run anything as your primary. I will run this as my primary one day, just to prove folk wrong. But this is meant as something you should have on your back, something you should have in a side holster, or something similar. So that way you can grab your 2 shells, filled with either 2 elite darts, well, 2 short darts, or 1 elite dart. You can select it on the double barrel, have it primed, and when a zombie comes up, or another player, depending if it's PvP or HVZ, pull it out, blam! Threat dealt with. But I know some people might not need that. It's a very particular role. So, if you like what you see here, you like shell-fed and shell-ejecting, and you like double-barrel shotguns, this is one of the best blasters you can get in the market. Seeing as Adrian doesn't sell his Foam of Nature, and trying to get one commissioned is nearly impossible nowadays, this is kind of the best choice you have. There are others that I will be reviewing to see if they're worth it, but right now, this is one of the best you can get. The quality is great, everything is made of either metal or nylon, there's already an upgrade spring for it, the shells you can buy or get printed, not those particular shells. These shells I have not been able to find damn near anywhere. But Spring Thunder shells you can have printed, and then you can have tons on your bandolier, on a dump pouch, something like that. So, I hope you all enjoyed, and make sure to have yourself a wonderful day, and I shall see you on the battlefield. Bangarang!